what is risk? I never really fully understood what risk is. I mean, we were raised saying that, okay, well, whatever you're making money, that's what your risk is.
Uh-huh.
But I could never really understand what really is.
What is your what is it that you want to understand about risk?
Like, uh, I'm pretty sure it's just not that the money that you earn is more beyond that.
Yeah. The risk is sustenance. Whatever you need to sustain your life. Just as fasting, whole world says, now whole world knows what Ramadan is. They say, oh, they don't eat, they don't drink. That's it. But we know it's beyond that, correct? It's beyond that. It is not about eating or drinking. It's trying to be, or not eating and not drinking. It's trying to be higher than the angels. Angels don't eat and they don't drink. They're in constant mode of worshipping, constant state of worshipping. We want to be like that and higher than that. And what is higher than that? Angels, they are not created to know their Lord. They don't know their Lord. Whatever order is given, you do. But Hazrati Insan, mankind, has been given that secret to know their Lord. Hazrati Insan is the only being in whole of creation that has been given that secret to know their Lord. Animals don't know their Lord. They're not given that. Nothing knows their Lord. You understand? To find out their Lord. Everything is in worship. In reality, everything is in worship. What, Allah is going to create something that is not in worship? You know how the Mevlevis, they are turning around and around. Which, that is a sunnat, that is a tradition of Hazrati Abu Bakr Siddiq. And that is taken. But the whole galaxies, they are turning around and around. The whole atoms, from the smallest atom to the biggest galaxies, they're turning around, remembering their Lord. Everything is in constant zikrullah, remembering their Lord. Even mankind, our heart is constant zikr. But man may not realize that because he's not putting his intelligence and his understanding to that. And so, there is common understanding of Ramadan. Not eating, not drinking. But it's beyond that. That is fasting for the level of the animals. There's fasting of level of believers. Fasting of those ones who are near to Allah. Those are different things. Now, when you talk about fasting, you realize then slowly that your spirit has been fasting from meeting your Lord all the time that you are here in this world. You understand? Yes. And Allah is making us to taste that a little bit when we break our fast. You eat and say, Alhamdulillah, shukr. Correct or no? And Allah is saying how you are going to be happy breaking your fast. That's how your spirit is going to meet your Lord on Judgment Day. You understand? So now our spirit is in deprivation because we are not in paradise. We're not even in the skies. We're not close to Allah. But Allah is closer to us than our jugular vein. So now, sustenance, risk, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I have. These are one of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself complained to the Holy Prophet ﷺ about us, about his ummah. On the night of Mi'raj that we just passed. Allah is complaining about the ummah. So the Holy Prophet saying, your ummah is always asking tomorrow's risk for today. Meaning, whatever we have today, we want more, Ya Rabbi. We want more, we want more, we want more. That's never ending, correct? That is coming from the desire or not understanding what it is. But Allah is saying, but oh, my beloved, I never asked them for tomorrow's prayers today. But they are asking tomorrow's food sustenance, whatever that is going to sustain them, physically or any other way. Tomorrow, today. And Allah is saying, and I have created your rizq, whatever that you need to live in this world, thousands of years before I created you. You understand? Before I create you, I've already created that. No one can take away your rizq from you. You will finish it before you pass. Even if it's one grain of rice that is supposed to be meant for you, it will come to you before you die. You understand? Which is why, for over 1500 years, people were not running after the dunya for this, to collect. They were running after dunya to give. You understand? That in the matters of material possession, of money, of worldly belongings, it is one of the pillars of our faith to give. Zakat, to give. Correct? First, you give your shahadat. After that is what? Salat. After that is? Huh? Really? What? Zakat is not, although I mentioned sometimes, ayat is saying what? إقام الصلاة إيتاء الزكاة وصوم رمضان وحج بيت الحق. You understand? Zakat is actually coming before fasting. You understand? Fasting, it is like zakat of your body. Fasting is like zakat of your rizq, sustenance. What you like to eat or drink, there is a zakat. Meaning you have to give. Meaning you cannot just eat whenever you want. Certain hours you cannot. Other things that you want to do, you cannot. Other things you want to do, you cannot. That is your zakat. There is a tax, let's say. Okay? It doesn't all belong to you. There is a tax of that. Fasting is. And now, to the zakat, it is specific now because we're living in this world and knowing how people are so in love with this world and attached to this world. And Allah is saying that it is a sign of your faith now that whatever that we have created for you of this world, it doesn't belong to you. It has to circle around. People, they were not getting rich in the old days to get rich and to enjoy it. They were getting rich, just like the Sahaba Kiram, to give back to Islam, to help. There are still some people like that, not too many. There are still some, because as Muslims, you cannot enjoy your life if you see your neighbor starving. You cannot. Kafirs can do that. Kafirs, they like to eat out in the open. They eat people passing around. And Muslims, it's no good. You understand? This is the adab. We have the ritual of Islam, but we don't have the spirit. We don't have the spirit of Islam. You know how it is. In the old days, our mothers, especially in times of Ramadan now, they're cooking. If the neighbor smells the food, you have to give. Correct or no? You don't wait until your neighbor smells the food. You give because you feel happy. You know that Allah is saying what? What is enough for one through His Prophet? What is enough for one? It is enough for two. So now the food itself is not going to be tasty. There's no barakat. There's no barakah if you don't share. Because that is part of our faith. And if you have something and you don't share, you have no faith. Your faith is not complete. Holy Prophet ﷺ. Yes, everyone is saying he doesn't have anything, especially the enemy is saying that he doesn't know how to read or write, he's poor, he's this. No, he was the richest man. Everyone was giving everything to him. But he never kept it. From one hand to the other hand he gives. One hand takes, the other hand he gives. With that, everything now circles around. It circles around. It is a very big sin in Islam. You have money, what do? You sit on it. It is not even good in Islam where you have money and you don't spend it. You cannot even have money and then I have so much millions and then I wear the worst kind of clothes. I wear my shirt is 15 years old, all stinky and raggedy, driving the worst cars. No, that is not the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Prophet ﷺ was saying, if you have, Allah is giving you, He likes it that you show the generosity of Allah on you. You understand? That is something that people don't understand also. They're saying, why is he wearing so nice? Because I'm wearing it because Shaykh Effendi is wearing it. But I'm wearing it also to understand now. There are different reasons now. You have to show whatever Allah has given you. Not necessarily just your wealth. Whatever risk Allah has shown you, you must show Allah and say, I'm happy with this, Ya Rabbi. Other nations, they don't do that. They drive the worst cars living, but they're sitting on millions and billions. And it's not circling around. Of course, we are not going to pass the limit. You understand? So, now, with the understand that the zakat, it is specific now. No other time in the year that Allah is saying you have to give zakat for this time, except for Ramadan. Zakat al-Fitr, correct? Other than that, for your property, for this and that, that's once a year. But Fitr is everyone has to pay the Fitr. And Allah in His mercy is saying that we're not going to look so much into your intentions or your... If you have a little bit of something, you do that and you give, and we will make you to be pure like you just came out from your mother. You understand? We're not going to look at other things. Fitr, it fits into everyone. Everyone can pay, more or less. In this country, you don't really see Muslims in a very bad situation. So we don't fit into that situation, or you say that you don't have to pay. Everyone pays, you understand? So now, with that paying, you can take that and that circles around. So now, whatever is the right of others, you have to give. With that, Allah will send more to you and Allah will open the way. It's not about more or less. It is about the barakah, the blessing that comes with it. The blessing. That, when you have that, you remember your Allah. When you have that, when you wear it, you feel very happy remembering for your Lord. When you have it and you wear it and you taste it, it brings you closer to your Lord. You understand? It makes you more happy. And you're not attached to it. You're saying, I can give this away, no problem. But this is using that to be happy with your Lord and to remember. Millions, they have billions. And they're not remembering their Lord. You know how sad that is? Imagine you have children, you love them so much, you give everything. They don't even say thank you and they don't remember you. I remember going around in the city one time with Shaykh Effendi, up and down Fifth Avenue. And he says, look at all these people. He says, look, not one of them is remembering their Lord today. Not once. They're not even putting their head to the ground to say, Shukr, Ya Rabbi. We that Allah has given faith to us, how much more happy just because He has made us to have that understanding that we can have shukr to Allah. That is a ni'mat. Which is why we say, Allah ni'matul Islam, for the ni'mat of Islam. And the what? Sharafil Iman. The faith. Islam has to give you ni'mat. Islam has to give you ni'mat. What is ni'mat, can we say? A taste. A taste from the endless tastes of paradise. that it is a taste that is entering into your heart and is connecting you to that spiritual world. It is not a taste that makes you to get pulled down to this material world. It makes you to be connected to the spiritual world, not material world. You understand? That is the ni'mat. It must make you to be connected to the spiritual world. And the sharaf al-iman. The what? Iman gives you honor. It must give you honor. Giving you honor means what? You must stop yourself from being an animal. You look to what is dishonorable, and you are trying to run away from it. This is what Iman must give us, honor. And look at the Sahaba Kiram. They all had honor. Look at the awliya Allah and the Salihin. They have honor. They're not running after this dirty world. Whatever they have, they give. And whatever they have, they give. More is given to them. Then some of them understand, oh, actually this material that so many people are chasing for, it is a burden. More they give, hoping to be more free, more Allah is giving to them, more they realize it's a burden and a responsibility, more they try to give, more it's coming. You understand? This is how the Muslims for 1500 years, 1400 years, they have behaved. That's why on the one hand you have great civilization, but you don't have people who are in love with this dunya. Yes, there were times when Muslims get in love with the dunya, one divine smack comes to them. Wake up, say. It happened to Baghdad. One divine smack coming to them. They're still going to sleep. Another divine smack will happen to them. You understand? Andalusia. 800 years of Islam. One smack, they finish almost 1,000 years of Islam. What else? The fall of the Khilafat. The Ummah, they're fooled by the West, saying, oh, we want autonomy, we want independence, we don't want Khilafat, we want to be independent from anything. One big smack coming to them. From Eastern Europe all the way to Western China. How you like that? You don't want to be under the Khalifa, now you're under the feet of the tyrants who don't care for you. So now, we want the ni'mat and we want the sharaf. We want the divine taste and we want the honor of what Allah has given us through the risk. You understand? Now you understand the risk. It is not about having more and more and more. Never-ending desires. No. Now you understand the risk. It is part of a very important thing to increase our faith. Now you're going to use that risk to make your faith to become higher, for you to taste that ni'mat, for you to have that honor. And that's why in Islam, the honor is not in taking, the honor is in giving. Correct or no? It is a big culture, a big thing in our culture. It doesn't matter which Islamic culture you come from, especially amongst the Arabs, let's say. They come to your house, so you have a visitor say, oh, this is a nice cup. They say, may I offer it to you? You understand? Because the honor comes from them. Not like American, oh, it's a nice cup. Yeah, it's beautiful, right? So nice. I got it from here and here and here and here. Start talking. You understand? So, now our risk, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Razak, Ya Razak. Now, for a believer, knowing that Allah has created your razaq, your rizq, before He has created you, His concern is not to have more. His concern is what He's going to do with this rizq. What is He going to do with this? How is His rizq that Allah has given Him is going to make Him to have more faith or less faith? You understand? Like I said, because His rizq is also an emanat. It is a trust. It is a trust. We just mentioned in the khutbah today. What were we mentioning in the khutbah about the rizq? We were mentioning in the khutbah about the generosity of the Sahabi Kiram. In the month of Ramadan especially. The generosity of, say, Hazrat Abu Talha, that Shaykh Effendi was saying in the Sohbat years ago. When the ayat is given about being generous and those ones are loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he stood up and he says, I have 6, how much? 600 date trees. And I'm giving it all to you. Use as you like. And those date trees, Shaykh Effendi is saying, those date trees are what? If you don't understand, you think trees are trees like that. Date trees means it's like a factory printing money. Date trees take how many years for it to give fruit? 40 years. 40 years. And then from 40 years up to, you are just collecting. And he says, give it to the Prophet, give it for the sake of Islam. That's how everything is going to turn. Now, that rizq, that amanat that is given to you, that trust, now if you return it back to Allah, what happens to you? What happens to you? If you return it back to Allah, Allah will make you to become closer to your original form. Understand? Because what are you doing? You're trying to return to Allah. Not only yourself returning to Allah. And people say, I return to Allah when I die. Who's saying you're going to return to Allah when you die? Just like that. Some people return to Allah through so much, let's say, scrubbing, cleaning. That is what the hellfire is for. Yes, everyone is going to return to Allah. But how is your return going to be? Easy way or hard way? Through a blessed way? Or through a way that is going to be very difficult for you because you are being stubborn and blind and arrogant. You understand? And Islam is teaching what? Everything Allah has given you, you must return to Allah. Because it doesn't belong to you. Your children, they don't belong to you. If you say, my children belong to me, that is a confusion for you. My wealth, your wealth doesn't belong to you. It's given to you. You say, no, this is my wealth I'm holding on to. I can do as I like. No, that will be a confusion for you. Everything that you own, Allah is saying in an ayat, to know that your wealth, your sons, the ornaments of this life, whatever that's making this life more beautiful for you, all this is but a confusion for you. Do you understand? Everything must return to Allah. Because everything belongs to Allah. He is Malikul Mulk. We're saying that all the time. He is the owner of everything. How, as Muslims, as believers, we're saying, you own this, Ya Rabbi. Part of the world where I come from, they love that ayat that is saying, we must ask for the best of this world and the best of the akhirah. Fit dunya wal akhirah. The best. And without a proper understanding of what is best, people think what is best is according to what the kafir say is best. Best means, I must be a billionaire, that is best. The best of this world means, whatever the Firaun, Whatever the Nimrud, that is the best life, I want that best too. So you're using the best of this world, not according to the eyes of the prophets. You're using it through the eyes of the tyrants. What is the best of this world? I'll tell you what the best of this world is. Not to be a slave to this world. To have it in your hand and to be able to give. That is the best of this world. It is not to take, but people are saying best of this world means, to increase your risk. Then they go, you have special dua, you have to recite this, you have more money, you have this, right? They become just like mantra kind of thing. All the world is upside down. All this poverty that is happening in this world too, it is artificial. You understand? All this poverty that is happening in this world, especially in so-called third world countries, Muslim countries, this is all artificial. This is not real. We cannot blame Allah why He's creating like this. No. He has already created that, but you're taking the rights from others. Don't worry. They are going to have it too, but Allah is going to also give them something better in the next life. But for you, that you have taken, it is like wearing the fire around your neck. It's going to burn you. The best of this world and the best of the akhirat we're asking for. What do people understand by the dunya? And what do they understand by the akhirat? If what they understand from the akhirat, according to the ego also, that is that kind of akhirat that Hazrati Rabia wanted to burn. That is the akhirat that Hazrati Rabiatul Adawiyah is saying, I'm going to burn Jannat. Because people are worshipping Allah just to gain pleasure from the Jannat. They're not doing it because Allah deserves to be worshipped. We are here to remind ourselves that. So, sharing is caring. You understand? You don't share, you don't care. And in reality, everything more that you have from this world, more your heart is going to be sealed. The more you have, the more you enjoy, the more your heart is going to be sealed, and the less taste you're going to have. Which is why fasting is prescribed for us. Because when you have less, you will feel more. When you have less, you will taste more. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through the Holy Prophet ﷺ, is saying, because everything that the Prophet is saying is coming from Allah. He is saying Allah has taken the taste of food away from the mouth of the rich people and has put it into the mouth of the poor people. Rich people cannot taste food anymore. They cannot taste something delicious. If they taste a little bit too salty, this too, they cannot enjoy. But the poor people, you give them a piece of bread and they eat it, it's like the sweetest honey they've ever, and they just give shukr. Understand? That is why fasting is prescribed for us. It is through having less that you can feel more. Less of this world, more of the akhirat. Inshallah. So your risk. That is your risk. I know we can speak on this subject for a very long time. Now you're going to, as a believer, you're going to say, it is not just my material possession. What is it that Allah has provided me? He has given me knowledge. You must teach it. So many ayats and hadiths saying that you must teach. You understand? Teach what? Teach that knowledge that brings you closer to Allah. To share, again to share. What is it that you have? You discover a way how to deal with certain things. You must teach the people also. You must share. But as people will have faith, when they have, when they don't have, that's when you discover how much faith you have. And Allah is saying, you want to be in the paradise of the prophets, of the Salihin, and you're not going to be tested? We will test you, Allah is saying. According to what? So many times you're going to be tested according to what you are worshipping. Your idol. Without knowing it is your idol. For some people it's money. For some people it is a person. And some it is their car. For some people it's shoes. They're worshipping shoes. They love the shoe so much they hold the shoe and they go to sleep. They wake up looking at the shoe. This is a man I'm talking about, not woman. I know that person. And he was telling Shaykh Effendi this, like it was such a funny thing. Shaykh Effendi said, It happens. People start worshipping things without knowing that you worship. It's kind of okay if you're an unbeliever. It's okay. But if you're a believer, it is never okay. If you're a believer in the highest ways to come closer to Allah, it is a hell. It is going to bring you to hell. And if it is something that is not fitting to your sharaf, to your honor, is not fitting to your lineage, they're going to grill you until you realize what you're worshipping. Is it Allah or is it something else? Understand? Understand? What can we do? So, this is a very charged Jamaat. Don't look at 10, 20 people here. Allah has put His signature on the dargah. The Prophet has signed his name in the dargah. Hazrat Ali has signed his name in the dargah. They are watching us. Prophets are watching us. Understand, shaitans are also watching us very carefully. And those shaitanic ones, they're watching us also. Some they want to be, I said, not necessary. I said, no. I said, be careful. Your life might turn upside down. No, I want to do. I said, okay. It's very bad for you. He says, yes, their life is turning upside down because shaitan is not going to make it easy for them to be in Siratul Mustaqim. They say, you are free to go. We are free to go. But none of us are really free. So what are you going to do? Are we studying how Sahabi Kiram, what they went through? Are you studying? Are you understanding what the companions they went through? No, you don't. You know how to sit down and just complain. Do you know how many Sahabi Kiram, they came from very rich families, very spoiled families, let's say. They're treated like princes, and when they came next to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet would look at them and he start crying. But they were not complaining. They were happy to be with their Prophet. They were wearing rags. They were not eating, they were starving, but they were happy because they found the love. You understand? How many there are? Thousands are like that. That they ran away from their parents. They ran away from their wealth, they ran away from their position, they ran away from their reputation just to be in the sohbat of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. That even when the Prophet says, I've signed a treaty, all of you have to go back to your parents. Ya Rasulullah, they are unbelievers. And they hate you. How can we go back? Even if they promise us this whole world, how can we go back? We're going to betray our own hearts. Prophet says, that is the agreement we have. Which treaty was that? Yeah, you know. What happened to them? I said, okay. Day that they're supposed to go, they say we're going, but they don't go. They ran, a whole group of them, and they became like, how you say? Highway robbers. No, I don't like that word, just rebels. They say, now we're not going to go to our father. We're not supposed to go to the Prophet ﷺ. We're going to be independent by ourselves, serving Allah and His Prophet in our own way because we don't want to go back to our parents. And they became such a big headache to their own parents. They were sabotaging their parents' caravan, trade routes and everything for the sake of the Prophet, you understand? Breaking off all ties. You think it's so easy, especially for the Arabs, to break ties like that? It is impossible. But the Prophet did it. They were doing that so much that those parents then said, yeah, they're saying to the Prophet, ﷺ, I said, please take them back. Take them back. We don't want them also. They cause so much problem to us. Let them to be Muslim with you. And they were happy. So, may Allah not test us.
Ameen.
May we have simple lives.
Ameen.
May Allah forgive me and bless you, inshallah. May we enter into Ramadan clean and strong.
Ameen.
And to stay clean and strong in the Ramadan time and to leave it clean and strong, inshallah. May it be acceptable and may it be pleasing to our Lord and to our Prophet and to our Shaykhs, inshallah. May Allah forgive me and bless you. Al-Fatiha. What do you have, Shaykh? That's all. You have rights. That is what your risk is. If people are trying to tell you risk is what Allah gives, I will say risk is what you have to give. You understand? During the time when there was a lot of confusion also, the early days of Islam, because there were so many groups of people entering into Islam, and they were trying to be free with their own thing, especially, let's say, in Basra, let's say, in that area there, Iraq, let's say, when there is a great civilization that happened before Holy Prophet ﷺ, and when they discover Islam, then with their own understanding and intelligence and knowledge and philosophy, they tried to make it here and there, and there was stronger control over Islam. You have to understand, Ahl Sunnah is not Ahl Sunnah is not just saying we are people who are repeating or doing the traditions of the Prophet. We are defenders of the traditions, you understand? We have to defend the traditions. So, and there was some kind of alims that they are so strict, strong, let's say Wahhabi kind, and they are looking at everything that is deviant and they say this is deviation. So at that time was during the time of Imam al-Azam, Abu Hanifa. And this man was listening. Imam Abu Hanifa is the greatest Imam. And he was giving a lecture about zakat. And he's saying, to put it very simple, he says if you have 100 parts, no, if you have 40 parts, one part, it is for zakat. But he says, but that is for the awam. And then this man listening up, says, what awam? What, you so special? He's saying. What makes you to be so special now? You mean you're not giving out of every 40 parts one? It says, for us. It says, for the awam, for what I teach, they're following my school, according to the sunnah. But I'm not following my school, my mazhab. This man becomes even more upset. Oh, you think you are so special, huh? You're saying everyone follow your way, but you follow a different way. He says, yes, I follow a different way. Because my way is a mazhab of Abu Bakr Siddiq. And no one can carry that mazhab. Because while just for the issue of zakat, Everyone will give 1 out of 40 because I follow the way of Abu Bakr Siddiq. He says 40 out of 40 is my zakat. You understand? Didn't Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq do this? Yes. And the man realizes, okay, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying what? There is a knower above every knower. This is Ayatul Karimah. There is a knower above every knower. I'm not saying give everything away. We cannot carry that. So many of us, we get when things are taken from us and not knowing how and why these things happen to. It's a blessing, maybe. Definitely it is. But we have to know who we are following, and may Allah bless them, and may we be resting under their shade, inshallah. May Allah not test us and make it easy for us. And if He is testing us, we're asking, may Allah keep our faith strong. Wa min Allahu tawfiq al-Fatiha.